Roy Finucane is my name. I have the franchise for Limerick in Ireland, and I started with TaxAssist last year, and I opened my shop front on the 1st of November 2010. What was I doing before? I've been an accountant for many years, and I've been working in Dublin in the International Financial Services Centre in Dublin. And prior to joining TaxAssist, I worked for a consulting company, and basically what we did there was facilitate fund managers who wanted to come to Ireland to set up investment companies. And I was basically looking to move home to Limerick, where I'm from, and I'd built a house a couple of years previous. And I was looking to, I suppose at this stage of my life, in terms of moving home and at the stage in my career, this was the time to do something for myself. I came across TaxAssist and I thought it was a natural fit. And the last couple of months have proven that to be the case, thank God. Well, I'd have to say, looking back, I actually engaged with TaxAssist this time last year in Ireland and went through quite a considerable due diligence process and did the training course in September 2010. And what I think impressed me the most was it wasn't pushy. It was always kind of saying, well, Roy, this is what needs to happen next if you're interested. And if you're interested in doing that step, give us a call. It was very left to my own devices, which looking back, I thought that was quite good. And so I was kind of, I suppose felt in control all the time, and there was no one ringing me, and kind of pushing me down a certain direction. Because I'd have to say, looking back, if there were, I might have become a bit more defensive, because, but, and there was always help there. It was, okay, now this is the next stage. This is what you have to think about. If you need help with X, Y, and Z, we can help you, or, so, that really appealed to me and impressed me, to be honest. When I went on the discovery day, again, that was part of the process. Greg said to me, Roy, look, if you're really interested, go over to Norwich for the discovery day. So my wife is also an accountant, and I had been looking into TaxAssist quite a number of months in isolation without really talking to anybody. So I had a number of, I suppose, questions or issues that I thought I was hoping to get addressed on the discovery day. So I said nothing to my wife about TaxAssist deliberately and brought her along. And after the discovery day, we were on the taxi back to the airport, and my wife turned to me and said, Roy, you should just go and do that. Now, I still had one or two, queries that I had over and above that, but I pretty much had my mind made up after Discovery Day, to be perfectly honest. So I thought it was very good. Yes, very good. And again, very informative, not overly salesy, not pushy, just kind of saying, this is us, this is what we do, this is what we expect, and if you're interested in the next stage, this is what you do. So yeah, very impressed. I thought the training was very good. Very intense, I suppose it should be, I thought the training was very good. And for me personally, even though I am an accountant for many years and I've been working in finance for 16 years now, I hadn't been working in kind of the core practice-based accounting. So I thought the training program was definitely something that I needed and I benefited very from. And I must say the structure of the training program was very good. And the last week, the sales week, was excellent on two fronts. It brought everything together. I think it brought the whole training course together. And, when you leave on the Friday, I think, the penny really drops what you have to go out and do. And so I was very impressed, yeah. And definitely when you're doing the training course, you have a sense of urgency to get cracking, not let a vacuum build up between the training and when you open up. So it definitely gives you that kind of, not that you need it anyway, but it definitely gives you that kind of can do, just go and do it, don't be, because There's a lot of things you can think of when you're going out on your own for the first time. You can think of all the reasons why not and why you shouldn't do things and why not. And I think definitely on the training course, all those negatives are gone, and it's just, okay, you just got to go and do it, you know. In terms of my situation building the business, I opened on the 1st of November. So timing-wise for me, I couldn't help it. It was just some issues with my landlord in terms of a prospective buyer trying to buy the building, delayed my process. So the time-wise wasn't necessarily good for me last year because I missed the tax reporting deadline. But that was, and then of course I was coming up to the Christmas break. But that was fine once I accepted it, because I then used that time to kind of get my business set up and get all the processes and structures in place. So really and truly from a business perspective, I'd say I've really only hit the ground from the 4th of January. And I'd have to say January and February have been very good, and they've certainly been in line with my business plan. So yeah, January and February, yeah, very happy. I mean, I'd have to say the only doubt I had in my mind before I opened the doors was, do people really walk into the office? Does that aspect of the TaxAssist service model really work, even though I'd been told it hundreds of times? And now I know it works. People walk into my office. It's incredible. I have clients who just walk in. And I would say the biggest selling point of my business, obviously from a marketing perspective, there's a lot of strands, but the biggest marketing tool I have is the shop front. The shop front I have, the visibility I have on the street, it's amazing. Even yesterday, Friday, I had 2 clients who just walked in off the street. Unbelievable. I would have to say exceeded my expectations. I mean, it works. I know it works. I mean, if the last couple of months are anything to go by, it works. I just have to execute it as an individual franchisee. It's definitely exceeded my expectations. Yeah, I would have to say. Well, the support I've been getting from Ireland has been excellent. There's a help desk based in Dublin, and I can access that help desk. I've done it a number of times since I've opened. And the support I've been getting from the Irish Help Desk has been excellent. And obviously there's the marketing people based in the Dublin office, and they've been excellent. And the people from the Irish head office have been down to my office a number of times, even as late as Thursday. Greg, the master franchisee for Ireland, and Alison, the marketing manager from Ireland, have paid me a visit. And we were discussing my business to date and marketing initiatives that I've been working on, and other suggestions that they have to help me grow my business and my profile in my local community. So all in all, I'm very happy with the service, the support I'm getting from the Irish franchisor. Well, yeah, I mean, I would definitely endorse the TaxAssist franchise for any prospective person that's looking into it. Obviously, the TaxAssist franchise is probably only for people maybe who have that background or who want to go down that route. But definitely, it's something I would endorse. Yes, I would have no hesitation recommending the TaxAssist franchise to any potential person looking into it. Most definitely I would recommend TaxAssist to somebody else, absolutely. That's one of the reasons I have no problem participating in this discussion. I'll wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone who's considering it, yes. My plans for the future, just to grow the business, to get a greater profile for myself and the TaxAssist brand in my local community, build that brand in the local community, and try and encourage people who in my local community who are with existing accountants and are not getting the level of service that they will get from a TaxAssist accountant to come and have a chat with me. So that's my plans, to continue to grow the business and build the brand in my local community.